He disappeared when the ranch needed him most. But now, after years lost to war and silence, Spencer Dutton is back. And nothing at Yellowstone will ever be the same. The screen stays dark for a beat. A low, rumbling wind howls in the IZR. Distance. We hear the distant thump of hooves pounding the ground. Slow, steady, and heavy with meaning. A soft hum of danger builds beneath the silence, growing louder, not through volume, but through presence. The land is calling, and something is coming home. Quick flashes break through the black, a snowy mountaintop, the twisted barbed wire fence of the Dutton Ranch, the shimmer of blood on dry dirt. Then, a shot of the Yellowstone brand glowing. Red in the firelight, voiceover fades in, steady and rough like gravel under boots. This land doesn't forget, and neither do the ones who bled for it. As the music swells, we're shown the Dutton Ranch, now older and worn, still holding on to its pride but showing cracks under the weight of time. It's the early 1940s, and America is at war. But so is the land under Montana skies. The Yellowstone Ranch is no longer just a home. It's a battlefield for legacy, loyalty, and survival. Old black and white war footage overlays the ranch scenes. Tanks rolling through mud, soldiers ducking under fire. We don't see faces, only shadows of the past. Then, a photo burns slowly, in reverse. The image of a young Spencer Dutton in uniform, laughing with his brother before the war. The voiceover continues. They thought he'd never come back. That maybe he was gone for good. But legends don't just fade out. They wait, until the land calls them home. We cut to a long, empty road through the Montana wilderness. Dust swirls in the air. A truck rattles in the distance, barely a silhouette. As it gets closer, we see nothing of the driver. Only a boot stepping down onto the dirt road. It's worn but firm. A man steps forward, face still hidden, but the posture, the weight in his step, it tells us everything. Spencer Dutton has returned, but this isn't the same man who left. Cut to black. A single heartbeat, then another. A whisper. He's not coming back to remember. He's coming back to finish what was started. The music shifts, lower, darker, carrying tension. The screen shows short flashes now. A fist slamming on a wooden table. Horses being saddled in a hurry. Fire tearing. Through a barn at night. And finally, a hand gripping the Yellowstone brand, hard enough to bleed. As the first section closes, the voiceover returns, soft but filled with warning. In 1944, the war wasn't just overseas. It was right here, in Montana. Black screen. Title tease appears faintly. Yellowstone 1944. Trailer. It starts with silence, but not the peaceful kind. This silence is heavy, stretched thin like a rope about to snap. We see the broken edge of a photograph, buried half in the dirt, half in the snow. The corner of a uniform sticks out, a medal still shining through the mud. Then we hear it, distant gunfire. Explosions in the dark, voices screaming orders. But the screen shows none of it clearly. Only fragments. A boot stuck in trench water, a dog tag lost in the dust, a rifle abandoned in the snow, and then his eyes. A flash of Spencer Dutton's face, young and full of fight, then cut to now older, eyes darker, carrying a weight that only war and time can give. The years have been unkind. He doesn't talk about them. He doesn't have to. Voiceover fades in. They say war changes a man, but what if that man was already born for war? As the voice speaks, we travel through quick, grainy memories. Spencer. In North Africa, blending into desert winds. Then Italy, running through ruins with only rage and instinct keeping him alive. Somewhere in between, a letter from home, unopened, burned before he even finished reading. A Dutton never ran from a fight, but Spencer didn't run. He vanished. A shot of the ranch, untouched by battle but bleeding in other ways. John Dutton Sr. standing on the porch, looking out at nothing. Jacob Dutton's grave in the snow. Livestock missing. Neighbors whispering. The war might be far away, but Yellowstone is already under siege. By greed, by betrayal, by its own people. Landmen circle like vultures. Distant relatives question inheritance. The Dutton name is strong, but even legends wear thin over time. Back to Spencer, sitting alone in a rundown cabin far from home. No light, no warmth, just a fire and the memory of what he left behind. He holds a locket, opens it. Inside, not a picture, but a folded piece of paper. The old map of Yellowstone Ranch, marked in red ink. The voice returns, sharper now. He didn't just come back for blood, he came back for answers. Scenes shift like broken memories. A child crying in the barn, a rifle hidden beneath floorboards, a figure watching the ranch from the hills at night. Spencer loading a revolver without flinching. This isn't just a family story, it's a reckoning. A reckoning that began the day Spencer walked away and left someone else to pick up the pieces. And now he's not asking for forgiveness. He's not hoping for peace. He's looking for truth, even if he has to tear Yellowstone apart to find it. The music rises like thunder on the plains. We see a branding iron placed into fire, the red-hot Y glowing, burning, then Spencer's voice, clear and calm. If they want this land, they better be ready to bleed for it. Black screen. The title returns, Yellowstone 1944. Text fades in under it. This time, it's personal. You can smell it before you see it. Smoke. Not the kind that rises from campfires or cattle brands. This smoke carries something darker. It's thick with warning. Something is burning at Yellowstone. And it's not just the land. Cut to an empty chair at the dinner table. Dust on the surface. A plate still set. A silence too sharp to be peaceful. The family's not whole. Hasn't been for years. And now, with Spencer back under the same roof, silence turns to suspicion. You show up after all these years and you think you still belong here? A voice says in the background. We don't know who said it. Maybe a brother, maybe someone who stayed behind and had to clean up the mess Spencer left. Montage begins, Spencer walking the ranch with eyes scanning everything, the barns, the hills, the faces. People watching him, whispering. Some recognize him, others don't trust him. A map is rolled open across a table. We see the ranch divided into pieces, lines drawn not by land, but by betrayal. Voiceover cuts in, an older woman's voice, tired but strong. The real war ain't out there in the world, Spencer. It's here. Always has been. A new threat is rising from the inside. A cousin with a lawyer. A local businessman backed by outsiders who don't care about soil or legacy. Just profit. And worst of all, someone close to the Duttons feeding information from behind the curtain. Land rights, water access, inheritance disputes, legal battles become personal. Words turn to warnings. Warnings turn to blood. We see Spencer at a town meeting, not speaking, just watching. A man stands at the front talking about progress and buyouts. People cheer. Others stare at the ground. Then a quick cut. A rock thrown through a Dutton truck window that night. A warning painted across the ranch gate in red. Sell or burn. The tension boils higher. Livestock poisoned. A fire set in the south field. A friend of the family found face down in the river. Spencer doesn't flinch. He's not shocked, not broken, just still. Calm in a way that makes others nervous. Because calm men don't talk when they're planning. Calm men act. Cut to him training a new horse alone, silent but focused. Nearby, a young ranch hand watches him. They say you killed 12 men in Sicily, he says. Spencer doesn't look up. They say a lot of things, he replies. Voiceover. Returns, Spencer this time. Every piece of land has a price. Every lie costs something. The mistake they made was thinking Yellowstone would be cheap. We're shown scenes of alliances forming, old friends returning favors. Spencer meeting with figures from the past, some dangerous, some broken, all tied to something bigger. A deeper conspiracy begins to show its edges, not just about Yellowstone, but what's buried beneath it. As the music thickens with low drums, we see a final image, Spencer in the bunkhouse, sharpening a knife by lantern light. Rain pours outside, the wind howls, He stops for a moment and then picks up a worn letter from years ago. Reads it again, still unopened. The storm is here, and this time, Spencer's not running. Black screen, text fades in. The land remembers, and so does he. The wind is louder now, whipping through. The open plains, carrying a heavy tension that promises nothing good. Thunder rolls in the distance, but it's not the storm we should fear. It's the moment coming with it. We cut to Spencer's boots, slowly stepping over a worn path. Every movement deliberate, calculated. He walks through the ruins of an old cabin, the place where it all started for him. The air smells of smoke, rot, and something worse. Regret. It wasn't just the war that changed him. It was this land. The lies, the blood spilled here long before he left. And now, he's come back to settle the score. The camera lingers on. Spencer's face, a cold, unyielding stare that tells us everything. He's not just back to reclaim what was taken. He's back to take what was never his to begin with. Voiceover breaks in, deeper now, like it's coming from inside his soul. I don't need forgiveness. I don't need redemption. All I need is to make sure they never forget who the Duttons really are. Cut to black, and then the chaos starts. In rapid flashes, a fire ignites in the heart of the ranch, burning everything in its path. Spencer's fist connects with someone's jaw in the middle of a town square.